TV6 Investigates reported that as many as 39% of Scott County sex offenders have violated Iowa's registry guidelines. Our Darby Sparks found out more about these restrictions through law enforcement and from someone who has to abide by them.
There are 468 registered sex offenders in Scott County. 181 of them have been convicted of a violation without reoffending. In November, I told you what a violation consists of and how the sheriff's office charges them by level of severity. But how do they contribute to the safety of the public? These rules and regulations that can lead to a violation, do you think that they prevent a sex offender from reoffending?
If a sex offender is determined that they're going to offend, they're probably going to find a way to do it.
For Chief Deputy Bryce Schmidt, who used to oversee the registry, it's a loaded question.
These are set up to keep people in check and to be able to monitor their behavior. So I think they're put in good place for that reason.
Is it easy to make a violation as a registered sex offender?
Those that want to stay compliant and go out of their way to stay compliant, we rarely have any problems with. But they have to make the effort to stay in contact with us.
It just makes everything in your life more difficult.
The sheriff's office might tell a sex offender that in order to stay outside of this building, you've got to communicate with the people inside of it. But one sex offender registrant told me that it's not that easy. He spoke to me under the condition of anonymity. We'll call him Jerry.
Any change in your life, whether it's phone number, card, tattoo, a piercing, you have to update it, and you have 5 days to update it.
Jerry was convicted of third-degree sex abuse in 2009 after police discovered he'd been having sex with a 15-year-old girl. He was 22. He got suspended prison time, 2 years probation, and was ordered to register as a sex offender for at least 10 years. But he was hit with a registration violation in 2016 when court documents say he moved in with his girlfriend and didn't inform the county of his address change.
I ended up doing 25 days in jail and having 3.5 years added onto my registry.
It's a conviction he says was thrown on him with no regard to his history for following the registry's terms.
My situation, you could have no issues for 8 years, and you are still considered a low to mid repeat offender.
But the sheriff's office says Jerry's violation was one of the more serious offenses they charge.
There are real principal rules as far as changes in the registry, your address, your phone number, how to get a hold of you, and your employment. First and foremost, we need to know where you live and we need to know where you're employed.
So if address and place of work are the two most important things to know about a sex offender, why do they also have things like registering a new tattoo? My question would be, in your opinion, do you think that's a little too much, a little too intrusive?
We're not setting them up for failure. We're trying to set them up for success, but they got to meet us halfway.
For Officer Schmidt, the registry's list of regulations may be tedious, but necessary to keep sex offenders in check.
They do have more restrictions than the average citizen, but unfortunately, it's because of the offense that they've committed.
While it may seem like a burden to a registered sex offender, officials say the rules are there to make sure the public can remain safe. In Davenport, I'm Darby Sparks, TV6 Investigates.
More information about sex offenders in the area, go to the Scott County website and click on Sheriff's Office. We'll have all that up on our TV6 News app and website for you. Still ahead in sports, Iowa